Hey guys, Josh here again. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, got a video today on the MT-09 and some better ways to carry luggage and things like that as you're going along on trips and stuff like that. So last year, guys, if you guys might have seen my video, I went over to Forgotten Angels Camp Out and I loaded up the back seat of the MT-09 with a ton of crap. Right, so I had a bag full of my camping gear, my tent, my chair, all that kind of stuff, and sleeping bag and everything. And then I had another bag that was my clothes. I had my Nelson rig bag for all my cameras and stuff like that. I had a cooler. And guys, I'll drop a picture in here from the gas station on the way over to Forgotten Angels. But it was pretty, as you can see, guys, it was pretty disastrous, right? I mean, just stuff stacked on top of stacked on top of stacked. And, you know, I tied it down well. It made it all the way across the state, made it back, no problems at all. But, you know, I wasn't really happy with the way it was hanging off the back of the bike a little bit, things like that. So I ended up picking up a rear rack from SW Motech. So I like their rack the best because it looks like that if I want to take it off, guys, it's just 4 bolts and it can come off without really getting too involved. So I'm hoping that's how it works out for me today, but we're going to get into installing it here shortly. So let's go over to the bench, we'll take a look at it, and then we'll show you the install. All right, guys, so I just cut the box open here and stuff like that, and then we're going to pull out this what looks to be very well packaged rack here from SW Motech. The box out of the way. Let's see, where's the tape? So let's grab a razor knife and we'll get this, see if we can get into this packaging here, seeing where they kind of left it off. I want to be careful because I know that all the parts are in here and I don't want to, obviously guys, you don't want to cut through here and cut everything up, but let's see if we can get this unwrapped. Well, if there's one thing we can say, guys, so far it's well packaged because everything is kind of wrapped in here tight and nice thick bubble wrap, so you know the parts are going to be in good shape when you get them unwrapped here. So, all right, so let's see what we got. All right, so here's one side rack mount. Here's one bar for the side. This should be the other bar for the other side. Okay, we got another sidebar. Look really nice, guys. Look at the nice powder coated well. And this should be the parts kit in the rear rack. So let's see what that looks like. All right, so we got all the parts here. And all right, here's the rear rack section here, guys. So it says max load 11 pounds. I don't know, guys, I'm not really going to have that much on. It's really just to add support to what I already put back there. But this looks like another, again, a nice quality piece of, you know, aluminum or metal. I don't know what it's made out of. Maybe it's probably steel, guys, but I mean, it's light, so maybe it's aluminum. But just looks, the powder coating looks nice. The finishes look nice on it. So let's see what the instructions say on how to put this on there for us. Dump our parts out here so that they're all laid out. Okay, so all right, so my assembly brain says that these 4 here are going to be the ones that, along with these 4 spacers, that this will end up being what connects these spots here to the motorcycle. And then I'm guessing that these washers and stuff will be used somewhere in here for the other bolts here. So let's start to let's get into it and see what we have to do here. Okay, so it looks like the directions are in English and German. Thank you for choosing our product. Shows the layout. Okay, so it starts by showing that there's 4 silver bolts on the MT-09, guys, that are in the tail section. I'll show you those in 1 second. We'll get those out. Then it looks like we're putting the side pieces in. So it looks like it's these 4 here. The 4 bolts I showed you, plus 4 washers, plus the spacers. Looks like there's some plugs for the ends just to keep the dust and the dirt out, so we'll hammer those in. And then it looks like it's pretty simple to put the 4 bolts with some spacers on the top to hold the rest of it. So not really sure we need these guys because it looks like it's pretty straightforward, but I always take a look anyways. So let's get over to the bike. I'll show you those 4 bolts we got to take out, and then we'll start putting this on the motorcycle. Alright guys, so I got the one side here. I tapped that little plug that they gave us into the end. And now what we're going to do, guys, is one of these aluminum spacers goes first. Then it's going to go through the rod. And I'm sorry guys, I got to bring in my hand here. Let me put some of this down here. So basically guys, what we're going to have to do is we're going to go bolt and washer. If you can see that here, let's see. So we're going to do bolt and washer through the bar first. Then this spacer through there. All the spacers are the same size, guys, and we'll get it started in the hole on that one. So we'll get that one started. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other one here. We're going to go bolt and washer into the spacer, and we'll get that one started on the top there. So, and get that ready to go on here. So, drop the spacer. So, okay. And then we're going to get this one started in the hole up here. So just hold it off for a minute here. Kind of juggle everything all at once here and get it started in that hole. Alright guys, now that I got it started, I can grab my 6mm. And guys, I'm gonna tighten these down just about all the way, but I just want to leave a little bit of play in it so I can line up the top part first. So as I go to tighten these, I'm not going to tighten them all the way down. I'm going to leave them just a hair loose so that there's a little bit of play in the bar, so that when I want to, when I go to connect the plate for the top part, there's still just a little bit of freedom in that so that I can get it lined up perfectly. So, but again guys, the hope is that once this, because of these spacers and stuff like that, because of the way the frame is, I should be able to just take these bolts out and just take the whole rack off together in one piece to store it if I want to run without the rack on the bike. But honestly guys, so far it doesn't look half bad, so who knows, I may just leave it on permanent. Okay guys, so the last part is to get this rear plate put onto the rack here. So it's going to sit just like this on the rack, and we got to get the 4 bolts lined up. So I still have these, as you can see guys, these are still pretty loose, so they'll move up and down to make it a little bit easier to line all these up. So I'm going to get all these lined up, and then we'll get everything tightened down, and we'll give you a final look at what it looks like. But you know, again guys, with everything loose, you can you have a little bit of free play and everything, so you can move stuff around and help you get the screws lined up. And it does make your life a lot easier when those when you can move everything around and try to line the threads up and everything like that. That one's not quite going in, so we'll try this one. And so instead of you guys sitting here watching me play with this, guys, really it's just a matter of adjusting them until they go in. I'll get everything put in, tightened up, and we'll give you a final look. Alright guys, so here's the final product of the SW Motech rack on the, I think they call it their speed rack or their sport rack on the MT-09SP here. Guys, I don't know, it doesn't actually look half bad. I'm surprised. I was really thinking it was going to look a lot more, I don't know, ugly or obtruse. But the good news is, like, from the rear, guys, with the bag on there, you're still going to be able to see the light and the plate really well. And it gives you nice spots here on these bars to really tie stuff down, because when I did it last time, guys, I kind of wrapped the straps around the subframe down here and under the seat rails and stuff. So, you know, having these spots as tie-down points and back here will be really good. And I know the bag is empty, guys, but, you know, when this bag, here, let me get it up here. When this bag is rolled up now and strapped, you're going to see it really is not going to hang down much. It's going to sit up more and be really tied down well to the bike, so it'll really work out well for trips. So that's it guys, SW Motech Sport Rack for a 2021 MT-09SP. It'll work on any Gen 3 MT-09, and I want to say the subframe for the 24s is the same, but don't hold me to that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but as far as any of your Gen 3s, your 21, 22, and 23 models, this looks like it's going to be a great rack. And coming up, guys, this video will probably come out after I go, but in a few days I'm traveling over to Forgotten Angels again for the camp out, and we're going to put this rack to the test. So until then, guys, stay safe.